I live in an old farmhouse, miles away from the nearest town. The land around me is nothing but open fields, an occasional tree line breaking up the endless horizon. There's a long dirt road that leads up to my property, barely maintained and rarely traveled by anyone who isn't supposed to be here. My closest neighbor is nearly a mile away, and even they keep to themselves. It's quiet out here usually. It was a stormy night, rain coming down in thick sheets, the wind howling through the fields. I had settled in for the evening, listening to the distant thunder rolling across the plains. Something about nights like these always made me uneasy, though I had long gotten used to the solitude. It wasn't until I was shutting off the lights for the night that I noticed something unusual outside. Through the rain-streaked window, far down my driveway, a single headlight flickered in the darkness. A motorcycle, barely visible through the storm. It wasn't moving, just sitting there, the rider perched on the seat, facing my house. I watched for a while, expecting them to turn around and leave, but they didn't. They just sat there, unmoving, watching. After a few minutes, the headlight cut out and the night swallowed them whole. I waited, listening, straining to hear the roar of an engine fading into the distance. But nothing came, only the wind and the rain. I locked the doors and checked every window, my pulse quickening. There was no reason for anyone to be out here at this hour in this storm. I kept glancing outside, expecting to see movement, but there was nothing. Maybe they had left. Maybe I had imagined it. Then, somewhere in the darkness, I heard the unmistakable sound of wet, heavy footsteps. They weren't coming from the driveway. They were closer, much closer, right outside the house. I moved carefully to the front window, peeking out just enough to see without being seen. There, near the side of my house, a figure in dark clothing stood just outside the faint glow of my porch light. They were still, as if listening. I could see their shoulders rising and falling with slow, steady breaths. My heart pounded. I reached the shotgun I kept by the door, gripping it tightly as I stepped back, trying to keep my breathing quiet. Then, without warning, the figure moved, circling toward the back of the house. I heard the soft squelch of mud beneath their boots, the rain masking their steps, but not enough to hide them completely. I needed to do something. I crept to the garage, slipped into my truck, and started the engine, flipping on my high beams. The lights flooded the yard, illuminating the back of the house. And there he was, a man, clad in all black, stood near my back door, his hand raised toward the doorknob. In his other hand, glinting in the harsh light, was a crowbar. He didn't hesitate. As soon as the light hit him, he bolted. I watched as he ran through the yard, leaping onto a dirt bike hidden just beyond my sight. The engine roared to life, and he sped off into the night, disappearing down the long, empty road.